In this video, we're going to demonstrate how from your Apple Macintosh computer, you can access previous versions of files stored on a Synology BeeStation. As there are two ways to access versions on a BeeStation, let's start by taking a look at how we do it from within the BeeStation web portal. If we open BeeFiles, we can access versions of any files that have been saved to either My Files or any sync points that you may have created with a specific device. So as the process will be the same regardless, for this example, we're going to take a look at how we access versions from a sync point created on our computer. If we select our Apple Macintosh computer, and then select the folder that we have a sync with, we will find the file that we've been working on. Now if we highlight this file and display a quick menu by holding down the Control key on our keyboard, and then pressing the mouse button, we are presented with a number of options that includes version history. Alternatively, we can access the same option if we select the More icon, and then from the menu that appears, choose Version History. Whichever method you select, a version history panel will appear displaying a list of the save points for the highlighted file. We can now select the version of the file that we want to access by choosing the More button and then selecting either Download, Restore, or Copy to. For this example, we're going to select Download so that we can see the version of the file without affecting the existing file on our computer. Alternatively, we can use the BeeFile for Desktop app, which we already have running on our computer. If we open Finder and select a folder that is synced with our BeeStation, by highlighting a file, and then holding down the Control key on our keyboard, and clicking our mouse button, a quick menu will appear. From this menu, if we select Browse Previous Versions, a panel is displayed showing us a list of the save points for our file. We now need to select the version of the file that we wish to download to our computer. It's worth noting that restoring a version via this method does not offer these same options as using the BeeStation for Web portal. However, as this method gives you more control over where you download the previous version of the file to, it's probably safer to use. Let's not overwrite the copy of the file stored on our computer yet, so rather than download the file to our Documents folder, we're going to download the file to our desktop so that we can check that it's the version that we want. After confirming we have the correct version, we simply need to drag and drop the file so that it overwrites the version in our Documents folder. By default, your BeeStation will indefinitely keep 8 past versions of a file. However, as file versioning can take up a lot of space on your BeeStation, you can manually change these settings. If from within the BeeStation web portal, we return to BeeFiles. Now by clicking our profile icon, we will display a menu that includes an option called Settings. Within Settings, we will find a heading called Versioning. From here, we can change the maximum number of versions to as low as 4 or as high as 32. We can also set the number of days our BeeStation will retain a version for, with the default being forever and the minimum being 7. Once we've adjusted the versioning to our requirements, we simply need to close this panel in order to save the changes that we've made.